Hello, I'm Daisy, and we are going outside here. We had a beautiful day today. It rained heavily, and so really enjoying the backyard. So I'm going to pick a spot out here while the sun is setting, looking so beautiful. My niece Ariana, she would say that this is the golden light, maybe. I don't know. I love her dearly, and she's a musician and an artist. I'll put her link here so you can check her out. So we'll walk back here to the backyard out here. Maybe we'll find a spot and kind of give it a little stop here. So the universal laws are plenty. That's what I'm learning, and the one that I'm going to highlight today is the law of. It's the principle of mind. It is the principle of mind. But definitely, we'll take a little walk back here and join the sunset with me. So real quick, just a quick highlight about what the principle of mind is. It's like everything from the whole material universe, its energy, the life itself, and all the different beings, sentient beings that are in here. I believe when they refer to this, they also refer to sentient beings of everything, whether it's a rock, a dog, seen and unseen, all life itself. And it comes to say that all these things are all mind. But it's interesting, as the definition continues to express itself, what is this mind? It goes on to define it as pure being, all-encompassing awareness, and infinite and eternal energy. That is beautiful. Would we say the tree is a sentient being? Let's take a look at the tree. And so some of the other things that it refers to, it's meditative in nature. So, and from it, all things evolved. In other words, that's kind of a same definition as what we say God, God. So in that sense, that's what the principle of mind is. That mind is everything, that God is mind, that everything here is part of that mind, and we're just fragments of that mind. That's how I'm interpreting it. And I'm going to sit down here and enjoy that beautiful sunset, hopefully. Let me give you a little look of what I'm looking at. We'll see the sunset together for a little bit, right? Let me see if I can set this down, and I'm sorry. In that sense, it's as God is everywhere. And if the word God is something that you're not comfortable with, I guess you could call it essence, life, universe. If you're just into the science of it, I guess particles. I don't know what you want to call it, but definitely I would say that to me, it is an all-encompassing God energy. It's God in everything. And so when do we get to that stage? When do we to understand that? When it comes to these immutable laws, we could either pretend that they don't exist and just go on our merry way, or we begin to understand. But that has to be something that's individual. And we could see throughout the whole of life, so many of us, and we're all going through different chapters, we're all going through different levels and different experiences that allow us to find our way. But what is it that we're finding? Is it finding our way back to one? I think about a simpler life, people that live countrysides and villages where there's no access to all this internet and this quick instant information. And how do they connect to the one? And it's that simple answer of finding it within ourselves, finding it as we look up at the sky, at the brilliant sun, at the feeling of things around us, this whatever it is that we're feeling. And I definitely will tell you, I don't have all the answers. I know that the answers are inside of me. And blessed that I do know that, and blessed that I do have a sense of peace and that I'm not rushing. I'm just so happy that I don't have to be any of the hats I've ever worn. And I'm so happy that I can be this for myself. I think about my dad, who died young. For me, dying before you're 70 is young, considering how long people are living. The more that I look on the internet, the more that I am listening to 87-year-olds, centurions, and I'll be 60 this year. So that's, if God gives me 80 years of life, that's 20 more years. I think about, what did I do? I think about that. Then I'm thinking, okay, what did I do my first 20 years? What did I do my second 20 years? What did I do? And so if God gives me another 20 years, I want it to be happy and getting to know myself. And as I know myself, maybe in that I have a journey to share with others, in that self-discovery of who I've become and who I'm becoming. If that makes any sense. I don't know. Does that make any sense to anybody? So let me see if there's any other little notes that I have here that I want to share with you as I'm enjoying this beautiful day. I'm glad that you've come along out here with me. So we'll look it up, the principle of mind. And if this allows us to wake up together, learn something together, it doesn't matter what stage of your life you're in, something that, if you're young, you'll take it with you and it'll sit there parked until you need it. If you're older, how wonderful this is. It's like, let me look into this. Mind is immanent in its creation. At the heart of every being is this presence of power of this pure being. Mind is beyond any laws. But its manifestation is governed by unchanging laws. The spontaneous will of reality is universal energy. The whole multidimensional universe is thriving with life and unending being. Yet the principle of reality always remains itself without any changes, indivisible and unmutable. One of the things it talks about mind, mind is infinite. And when you think about like your own mind, you can't touch it, right? But it's like you're at the center of everything. Your mind is the center. But then what if it's connecting to other minds? And what if it's connected to the big mind? There's always more questions than there are answers, Every time I come here, to share something that's so profound, I find that there's more questions than there are answers. But yet I feel like the answers I know in here, and how we apply them to our everyday lives, and that every day we have an opportunity to show up for this classroom called life, and to attempt to live that life with love. I know that when we look at the news and we're looking at what the politicians are doing, that's where it first starts. It's like, where's the love, right? And at this moment, we cannot really think about them. What we have to think about is you and me. What are we bringing to ourselves? What are we doing to love ourselves? And to take a look at our surroundings. If mind is everything, and we may either be the healer, the helper, or the victim, which one are we in this mind game, right? So, and I say this because when we look at our world, it really is mirroring back our thoughts. And so maybe the situations that we're going through, whether they're good or uncomfortable, maybe they are a reflection of what I would call the overload in the mind. When the mind can't anymore, just like a wet sponge, just oozing out, and it's there, and it's like, I can't anymore, What if we lived life on purpose? How different would it be today? That instead of dealing with something with anger, we put love in it. Instead of dealing something with sadness, we put love in it. Instead of dealing something with hatred, we put love in it. That'd be a little bit different, right? There's a little grass here. I'm going to go find a spot, and I want you to come with me. I'm going to lay down and look at the sky before I turn this thing off, okay? Look at the tall grass. We'll pick a spot. There's a little green spot over there. We're going to go there. Probably the grass is going to be so tall. I'll pick a little green spot here. Okay. Come and join me. Time to look at the sky. But I do know that if you're like me, maybe we're searching for love. Maybe we are searching for love. Whether it's inside ourselves. I think that when we start looking for it, we're going to see it. We're going to see it around us. We're going to see it expressed in our service, when we're compassionate, when we begin to really see that connection with everything. And as we begin to see that oneness and allow that love to just flow out of us and be open to receiving it back, I truly believe that we will be free from selfishness, from feeling alone, and actually seeing our greater connection to everything else. And we can be more loving and more selfless. Because we don't take it with us. We don't take it with us.